We know that Jesus died because um they said he was a false prophet, right? In the event that you are dying because you are a false prophet, it would mean that you should be able to prove who you are. You're saying you're the son of God. You said you was the son of God, but that's not true. You just know that the son of God is coming, or you know who God is, and you're hiding this person. You're keeping somebody a secret. You are keeping somebody a secret. This is another preacher. It'd be like a preacher. It's a preacher or it's a person, a prophet, whatever. That's what he calls himself. And you keeping a secret. You keeping a secret because everybody want to know. Everybody always what automations them been doing forever. Jews, everybody be looking for the Lord. Okay, looking for. It's not even just that because you can find God, but you don't find. You looking for information is what you've been looking for. That's what y'all been looking for. Information, right? If you had all of the answers, you wouldn't still be on this journey, right? So someone is a false prophet. Jesus. Was it Jesus? It was Jesus. That's why no black person called their kid Jesus. Think about it. And then start shouting, right? Um, Spanish people be a trip sometimes, okay? And a lot of them know some of the secrets. They know about a ruler. They know Jesus is not a ruler, right? They know these things. They know that Jesus was a false prophet, and the real priest back in the day was a ruler. I mean, a real priest back in the day was a ruler. A ruler is the same path of like Joseph. Okay, a ruler a ruler was a man. Okay, a rumala was a girl. It's a difference. Yeshua. So I'm getting a twin path. Okay, I'm getting a Ifa, and I'm getting some biblical energy here. All right. So I'm getting like a rumala versus a rula, where that comes from, and Yeshua being a reincarnation of a rumala. Okay. Yeshua was a female. Check your systems before you judge, before you say anything. Go check your system. Go, not your pastor, what your pastor say. No, no, no. Go get you a reading. Go get a yes and no answer, clear answer for yourself. Was Yeshua a girl? Yes. Did Jesus or Jesus pretend to be someone to hide Yeshua? Yes. Did he have permission? Yes. At some point, yes. Did Yeshua know he was false teaching? No. Did Yeshua know he was writing himself in the story? No. Okay, because you do know the Lord, you just don't want the Lord to know what you're doing. You're telling the people the only way to get to God is through me, and it's because you're supposed to be keeping the Lord a secret, Yeshua, a secret, the real person that the real God, who God is, Mary, you know. But don't hurt yourself, you know. Let me not hurt nobody's feelings. So let me just do the reading so y'all can understand what I mean about how people pretend. And if you're an Eastern Star or you're a Mason or you're a Jew or whatever, you guys know that y'all have adopted this pretending for a long time. It's like why do we pretend? If we know we the closest to everything, why do we pretend? Right. Why do everybody pretend like they don't have all these truths? Because if you wasn't pretending and you put some of that stuff out of there, these false teachings would people could get understanding for themselves. They wouldn't still be going to church, believing at least the wrong thing. They could have the right idea and still be able to commune with their brothers and sisters in Christ and understand that there was a time where he wasn't always a false teacher, right? He wasn't always a false teacher. He just became one. Okay, so meaning like we were all kids before. We were all teenagers before. We didn't know better. Our parents teach us, right? But when you get an understanding for yourself or you know better, then you do better. Let's look at Yeshua versus Jesus. Yeshua would be the Jesus that the Christians believe in. Jesus is the man who wrote himself in the Bible. He wrote himself in the Bible and said, I'm the only way to God. But no, prayer, fasting, readings. You have many ways to get to God. That's a lie. It's a lie. That is not. It's not fair to everybody who speak languages that don't know Jesus. don't know that story. It's not fair. We have, if like I said, if it was intended for us all to believe in one way, one path, we will all be speaking the same language, walking the same way. But it's not like that, and God created different paths for us. We know that through Ephah, that there are different paths for us all, and we have to open up our minds to the understanding. Okay, now give me the reading spirit. We'll do a series on this. We can do a series on this so where we can gather this kind of information because a lot of people are false teaching online, even through like different signs. They don't know no better, you know. But when you learn, you can incorporate it into whatever information you already have, and it's so much better, easier to understand. So for the teachers, this is for the teachers to listen to. If you're not a teacher, it may not really. If you're just a believer, you ain't no studier. You don't study the Bible. You're not really equally yoked with the grapevine, then it's understandable. Okay, someone could be very upset at everyone knowing exactly who they are, what they did in every life, bitch. This one getting damn Spanish people always go for the culture. They do. This is true. They know that they know what they be doing, you know, and we don't beat them up. We teach them that we were here first, but it doesn't take away how beautiful y'all are, how you guys adopted Santeria. You guys weren't here for EFA, but you guys adopted Santeria, Candomblé, whatever, Brazil, whatever. And you guys found a way to God too. You found a way to get answers from the ancestors too. You found a way too, but you were never the one. You were never here in the beginning. You could never tell us that y'all got the context from the beginning. No, you can't. That information is gonna always will always come through a person with the melanin. That information from the past will always come through a person with melanin. That's the first secret to know where you come from. We all black. We all black, bitch. We all black. We all brothers and sisters. So give me Queen of Pentacles. So somebody could have been working for money or working on this, paying somebody something or helping somebody with something, and they could be walking away from this or helping somebody. This could be help. If not, this is paying or betting that you can make somebody walk away from whatever they're doing. Um, from the church. I bet I could make them leave the church, leave the. I bet I could turn them into a Jehovah's Witness. I bet I could turn them into it's a cult. I bet I could turn them into this. I bet I could make them do this. It's like, bitch, no the fuck you can't. I hope this ain't Charnette from the goddamn Jehovah's Witness. Hi guys. I'm gonna get you bet. I bet I could turn her into a Jehovah's Witness. I bet I can do this. I bet I can do that. I bet you can't. I bet I will. I bet I can. I just gotta take my time. And it's ignorance. Cause you don't gotta convert nobody. Let people make decisions for themselves. Let God lead people. Everybody got a portal where your ancestors and your spirit God, they're always guiding you to where you're supposed to be in life. You're going through this journey. When people come in your life and they have these, I am okay. I'm not gonna say that. This is what happened with Yeshua recently. This is what I'm gonna say like that. This is what happened with Yeshua recently, where you get with these people who plan on converting you. Okay. Um, and it's embarrassing because look at it, it's like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, you know, and somebody else like, right, it's embarrassing. Right, because we shout where we come from, we shout, bitch. Right, but think about it. Indians, the Hakka people, they yell and scream. I'm getting and like how you project your voice and how some people, you know, it got to be something a little off if you have to be calm, clear, like clear, and you know how good God has been. Have you ever really just thought about how good God be sometimes to you in your life? You know, you passed a test that you failed 2 times. You get a job you want it so bad. You get a big break. You get to be a singer, be a rapper. You get to live this lifestyle that the superstars live, right? And that's not all, but you think about some of the things that God has done for you, and it really do make you, bitch. You can't. Sometimes you just can't take. Like, oh, I gotta shout, bitch. I gotta run. I gotta scream. Like, God, you just been too good to me. When you really got that connection, you know what I mean, right? To be have to contain that and think that you are aligning yourself with God is crazy, because even I'm sure the Lord yell. I'm sure God yelling at us all the time. God whoops our asses all the time, right? We're gonna talk like that right now, okay? God whoops our asses all the time. So why why is it so hard for us to understand that this is how you worship? And that's cool. That's how y'all worship. But God has been good to me. Okay. Well, I recently found out something, bitch. I need to go and sing and dance and shout, bitch. I gotta cut a step. Girl, I'm getting girl. Y'all don't cut steps here. This ain't the place. I'm gonna go somewhere. I'll come a Bible study. I'll be here on Bible study. Like that. Like, So Yeshua could be church going. I'm getting New Testament energy. Um, a church goer, I'm getting Baptist, Pentecostal, AME, where those derived from, wherever the first church is, the very first church, building the very first church. Yeshua built the very first church.